Hey there, Jay Cadmus here. I don't think I was clear on exactly what changes came down the pipeline for the podcast. So, here at Beyond the Forge, typically my wife Chantal co hosts with me. That's the direction we've leaned on. It's still a relatively new podcast, but there's plenty of room in this space to branch out in other areas. That's why I'm so intrigued with the world of podcasting, mainly because we can do anything we want. We'll still continue to have conversations with each other on the show. That won't change anytime soon. But what I didn't get to explain in the first installment of our new Digital Toolbox series is that this focus of the show is somewhat of a spin off series where I get to take little tidbits of what I know from my background and experience as a data professional and share with you all what I've been exploring in the digital landscape. So, what's that mean exactly? Well, right now, we live in the most advanced age of technology that the human race and the world has ever known. Artificial intelligence has been around for decades, but this is the first time we've taken AI into general public use with this kind of widespread application for all kinds of things, from cancer research to enabling thousands of people to build a business quicker than it used to be. It's not just AI. Take a look at what we recently discovered out in space with the James Webb Telescope. There's a planet out there that we've called K218b that's 124 light years away from us, and scientists have discovered biosignatures within its atmosphere. Carbon dioxide and dimethyl sulfide, elements produced by life here on Earth. Look, I know we're also living in some crazy times. Going through a pandemic and watching geopolitical power shifts and seeing global economic instability is kind of scary, and we know we're just in some uncertain times. But we need to keep our heads on straight if we want to get through it all. Not just for us, but for our generations after us. In order to do that, we have to embrace the positive potential that we can provide for the human race for centuries to come. A huge part of that includes embracing our evolution of technology and how we wield that power for the good of the world. Sorry, a bit long winded to explain how our Digital Toolbox series came about, but now you know. So, going back to where I stand in the data world, I've been thinking a lot about where we are as data professionals right now. It's sometimes scary and exciting all at once. The ground is shifting under our feet, and I want to talk about what that really means for us. Not the corporate jargon version, but the human reality. It's know what it means for us today and the value of our jobs at the moment. But we really need to consider how our near-term future is looking like as our position in the industry changes with technology. Remember when being good at Excel was enough? When knowing how to pull data and make a decent chart made you valuable? Those days feel like ancient history now. The tools keep changing, the expectations keep growing, and now AI is reshaping everything we thought we knew about our careers. So let's get real about where we are and where we're headed. At its core, data analytics has always been about answering questions. Why are sales dropping in this region? What happens if we change our pricing? Which customers are most likely to leave us? We are the to-go-to people to solve those kind of problems. The ones that build the metrics and KPIs. The tools and techniques have evolved, but the fundamental goal remains, and that's using information to make better decisions. Business analytics takes those insights and translates them into actions. It's the bridge between raw numbers and real-world change. It's turning something like sales dropped 15% in the Midwest into something along the lines of we need to retrain our sales team and revise our regional marketing to drive up sales. These fields have always been intertwined. Data gives us the what. Business analytics helps us understand the why and how. They're two sides of the same coin, really. One discovers patterns, the other applies them. And then AI walked in and started shaking everything up. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The roles that existed when I started in this field are disappearing. The junior analyst who spent days cleaning datasets and building basic visualizations, well, that job is vanishing before our eyes. The tools can do it faster and often better than we could. We now see project management and mid to senior level leadership go in by using new tools and pumping out charts from data in a manner that a lot of analysts used to do. An analyst could take anywhere from hours to days to clean a data set and analyze it and get it visualized. Today, we're starting to see non-technical people using AI to type in a few prompts and generate results within a matter of minutes to a couple hours at most. I remember spending entire weeks preparing data for analysis. Now, an AI assistant can clean, normalize, and visualize that same dataset in minutes. It's incredible and terrifying at the same time. For good reason, like I mentioned for data folks like myself. If you're early in your career right now, you're probably feeling this shift more intensely than anyone. You're walking into an industry that's reinventing itself, where the entry-level tasks that used to give you experience are increasingly handled by algorithms. So, where does this leave us? Are we all just waiting to be replaced? I don't think so, but we need to evolve quickly. The new value isn't in doing what the machines can do, it's in the spaces between. Asking the right questions, understanding the business context, connecting insights to strategy, and above all, bringing human judgment and oversight to the table. The analyst of tomorrow isn't just a technical specialist. They're a translator between worlds, the world of data and algorithms, and the world of human decisions and consequences. I've watched many colleagues struggle with this transition. Some fight against it, clinging to specialized technical skills that are rapidly being automated. Others embrace it too uncritically, assuming AI will do all the heavy lifting while they just present the results, sometimes with blind trust. The truth is somewhere in between. The most successful analysts I know today are the ones who use AI as a tool to amplify their unique human capabilities, their creativity, their ethical judgment, their ability to navigate organizational politics and build a consensus. So what should you focus on if you're trying to future-proof your career in this field? First, domain expertise matters more than ever. Understanding the business, industry, or field you're analyzing gives you context on what AI still struggles with. When you deeply understand healthcare, retail, manufacturing, or whatever your industry is, you can ask better questions and interpret results more meaningfully. The other thing to focus on, communication skills are becoming much more important than ever and separates you from the rest. Can you tell a compelling story with data? Can you translate complex findings into actionable insights? Can you build trust with decision makers? These abilities are precious and hard to automate. I'm telling you. There's real potential if you're lacking in this area. If you can build up this as a strength now, you're going to solidify your footing here. Another key focus here as well. Ethical judgment is increasingly critical. As our tools become more powerful, the consequences of their misuse grow more serious. Someone needs to be able to ask the tough questions out loud without feeling afraid. Questions like, should we do this analysis? Or what biases might be in our data? Or what are the potential unintended consequences? That one person that needs to ask these questions is you. It's definitely you. Finally, one last main focus we need to key in on, and that's being adaptable. Adaptability might be the most important skill of all. The tools will keep changing. The techniques will keep evolving. Your willingness to keep learning, to embrace discomfort, to reinvent yourself repeatedly. That's what will determine your longevity in this field. So, what does all this mean for the future? I believe we're moving toward a world where the boundaries between roles continue to blur. The lines between analyst, engineer, scientist, and architect will become increasingly fluid. We'll define ourselves less by our technical specialties and more by the problems we solve and the value we create. More specifically, here's how I see it playing out in the next 3 to 5 years. I believe that most of the tasks that AI can automate and do much faster will eventually have the majority of big industry players, meaning those larger companies that have a huge stake in their industry, ultimately implement some type of standard AI adoption process that will transfer over what the average analyst of today can do. We're already seeing this starting to happen as AI becomes more refined. In fact, agentic AI or AI agents are becoming largely part of the workforce and outsourcing our humanly domestic skill sets. So, the average analyst or business intelligence expert or business analyst needs to up their game if they expect to avoid the chopping block or getting pushed out. I think that in order for that to happen, these junior and mid-level professionals need to actively start learning skills that gear more toward cloud computing management and data architecture type jobs. And here's why. The more versatile that person can be within learning the back end of data, the more valuable the skills become. You see, AI will still need human oversight and will always need data to be funneled and curated through source systems and architecture frameworks to initially get ingested. That process starts with someone running it and overseeing that. We also need oversight through any process that AI initiates. Just like any workflow, if experts have the skills to effectively troubleshoot when a kink in the flow messes up, you provide value and your fix could save headaches. And then there's also skills specified to the handling of AI itself. These are becoming increasingly relevant even as we stand up AI architecture frameworks today. And in 5 to 10 years, you can start to see this transition of skills to be more common. So, the bottom line, organizations will have fewer but more impactful data professionals. Those who survive and thrive will be those who can work seamlessly with AI systems, guiding them, interpreting their outputs, and applying human judgment where it matters most. And probably most importantly, I believe the successful data professional of tomorrow will need to be deeply ethical, aware of the power and limitations of these tools, committed to using them responsibly, and willing to speak up when they see potential harm. I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. We're all figuring this out together as the ground shifts beneath us. But I do believe that if you stay curious, keep learning, focus on creating real value, and bring your full humanity to your work, you'll find your place in this new landscape. The future belongs to those who can bridge worlds, the world of algorithms and the world of human needs. It belongs to those who can see both the numbers and the people behind them. It won't be easy. Meaningful work rarely is, but it will matter. And in the end, isn't that what we're all looking for? What do you think? I'd love to hear your perspective on how you're navigating these changes in your own work. If you're interested in our Digital Toolbox segment and want to hear more, or even if you have questions and want to reach out, I'll leave a link down in the show notes and description area for you. If you've listened to this and gotten some value out of this episode, thanks for tuning in. I'm looking forward to providing more of these insights. Until then, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate all the support. Talk to you soon.